What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today we are going to be building a brand new team, a very similar old team for the Daily Knockout. Of course, the Daily Knockout has some rules and some specifications, and that is that you have to have gold players only and a maximum of a 183. Now, I've carried on listing lots of things and they are selling. Contracts to 50, fitness cards 15, 16, 1700, position modifiers, they're all going, healing cards for 12 to 1400 coins. I'm getting there, dudes, I'm getting there. And that Tadic that we got last episode, 16,500, boom. I've got a trade pile full of more stuff, more contracts. I've got like lots of contracts, hundreds of those. So it's going to take a while to get rid of it. And then of course the Al Sharani, let's check his price. It's only a few hours later. So it looks like about 3,000 his price, so it's not too bad. I might even get rid of these Rob Ends and just clean out absolutely everything, guys. You know, I'm at that point where I think I've got a couple of fresh ones here. Yeah, these are both fresh, so they might get a few extra K on them just for that, but I can't imagine so with the fact that this dude's in packs all the times. But yeah, for Foot Champions, dudes, the weekend league, the schedule, however you want to say it. This time around, you need an 83 rated exactly gold, and then for the next time around, no entry requirements. So if we don't manage to do it on this occasion, we will shift into another big meta team. However, I feel like the team I'm about to build here is good. We've got a good bench, Anthony Martial, Bellerin and Raheem Sterling. And because they're 84, 83 and 84, I've actually got like a lot of opportunity to just swap these around for other meta players that we could use. And I've gone for Artur Boruc in goal. Now, I am going to play around with custom tactics and player instructions just on this occasion to see if, you know, after my weekend league of the 5-3-2, just to see if I can make it any more efficient for me. So, in defence, we are going with 2 red cards. We are going with Reed and we are going with Keane. There's a red theme to this this weekend league, and our third and final centre-back from the Premier League is going to be Chris Smalling. So a phenomenal looking defence. In at left wing-back, we're going to go with, of course, our 85 rated Marcos Alonso. We've already got a lot of games on him. I enjoy him immensely. I think he's great, and I haven't used him at left wing-back yet, so this might be interesting for me. And then at right wing-back, we're going to throw caution to the wind, and we're going to go with Theo Walcott. That is right. We are going with Theo Walcott at right wing back. The reason why is because he gets 7 chemistry at right wing back, and I want to test the effects in the Daily Knockout tournament rather than the weekend league of, on the left hand side, a defensive minded wing back, and on the right hand side an offensive minded wing back. And for player instructions, we're going to do just that. We're going to set him to stay forward or always overlap. And we're going to set the Alonso to stay back while attacking. And I want to feel the difference between the two, so I can judge going forwards whether or not staying back while attacking, balanced or always overlap is going to be a lot better. And then of course for the defense, they're all going to be default. I've thought about tinkering with the interceptions, you know, moving it to aggressive or conservative. I wonder if conservative interceptions will stop auto lunges. You know, I wonder if it will just sit them deeper. And actually on this note, because I'm doing player instructions, I might not do custom tactics. Now, as centre midfielders go, guys, we have got another red midfielder to go in the middle by way of Roberto Firmino. We've also got player of the month Dele Alli and Emre Can SBC. Look at this midfield. How this is an 83 rated team, guys, I don't know. Of course, Roberto Firmino coming in at a nice 5'11", 4-star, 4-star. Dele Alli coming in at 6'2", with the 3-star, 3-star. And then Emre Can, who's got way loads of games for us, coming in at 4-star, 3-star, also 6'2" tall. So really a good midfield, I feel. I'm going to put, actually, I want Firmino on that side and the Dele Alli on that side with Can in the middle. I feel like this is a real good midfield. Definitely has some strengths, maybe a couple of weaknesses. It's not quite defensive enough, but 3 midfielders, 3 centre-backs, we should be okay. And then up front, guys, the first attacker we're going to go with is going to be 90 rated Heung-min Son, of course, 5-star, 5-star, sorry, 5-star, 4-star, 6 foot tall, high. Look, I mean, look at how good his stats are. I've almost caught up his goals to game, and that was me playing with him as a centre midfield for a lot of games. But very, very good return from him. And then for the final striker, guys, I'm going to go with a guy that I thought was going to be the main man of the Road to Glory series this year, and that is indeed Alex Hunter. He's got a pretty good return for us, 56 goal contributions in 56 games. We're going to give him some more games this time around as well. If he doesn't perform well, Anthony Martial will come on as a sub, or Raheem Sterling. We've got Bellerin as a defensive-minded option, and yeah, I'm just going to see if this team does well for us. Now, for the midfields, player instructions, we're going to set to stay back while attacking for Dele Alli, and stay back while attacking for Emre Can. But I'm going to go to get forwards and free roam for Roberto Firmino, just to see how that works. And then for the strikers, I normally go stay central and get in behind. For a change, I'm going to go drift wide and get in behind, just to see if that makes a difference. Because I always feel like with this 5-3-2, the games that I played in Foot Champs this weekend league, I felt like I was short on width. Obviously, it's a narrow formation. You literally just have the right wing back and the left wing back up and down, and that's it. So, I figured I'll set them to go wide. Maybe it'll make a difference. Maybe they'll end up going wide and I'll have no one in the middle and it'll just leave me short up front anyway. We'll have a wait and see. And then for custom tactics, I am going to set offside trap to cover, and I'm just going to build the speed just up. I find it far more efficient when I set the speed a little higher. Everything else I'm going to leave identical. So that is going to be the team, guys. And yeah, let's get into the gameplay. Alright guys, so as we go into the gameplay, I actually did this before you saw me do the squad builder. We went and did the El Castraklaca Player of the Year. I wasn't going to do him initially, and then I was talking to Marshall, and Marshall was like, oh, I did him just in case, you know, you might need him for a squad builder if you do something special with squad builders late on. And I was convincing myself that, yeah, 22,000 coins, which is basically what it cost me, for an 87 rated special card, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. It's the same basically as a team of the season, so I did go wrong. Because I thought about it afterwards, and I thought, if you do need an 87 rated special card, I could have just bought another team of the season. And then if you didn't need it, I could have discarded that team of the season and got my coins back. But with this guy, he's just there. He's just there. Now, the question on everybody's lips, the most thumbed up comment of the video, the thing that everybody is asking, from Thomas Draddy. Great name. Hey Nep, will you be doing an Henry to Glory next FIFA? Quite simply, I want to, but it depends whether or not you guys want it or not. So basically, instead of a Road to Glory next year, we would do an Henry to Glory on this channel. It would still be called Road to Glory, except it would be built around Thierry Henry and his icon card. So what would happen is, we would open packs. I would put FIFA points on the account and open packs until I had exactly enough coins to buy Henry through selling every item that we get. Whoops. And then once we've got Henry on the account, I would then just use, basically, so we'd start the account, we'd have all the bronze items that we normally get, all the welcome backpacks, etc, which would be normal, they'd stay there. Then we'd open packs until we got Icon Henry, and then we would just put Icon Henry in the starter squad and start from there. So there would be no bonus contracts, no bonus fitness cards, no special anything. The only card we would have would be the Icon Henry, and he would be, for us, what would essentially be an untradeable card. He would never ever get sold for anything. And he would be in most squads and squad builders and most of everything. So that, guys, would be the aim. I would want to do that, but I want to know what you guys would want to do, because that's more important to me. It's not, like, whilst this Road to Glory is essentially about what I would do and what I want to do, it's also about what you want to watch. And I wouldn't want to start a Road to Glory that people just get fed up with very early on, because I have you know, a superstar essentially at the start of the game. So what I'll do is, nearer the time of FIFA 18 being released, we will start a straw poll and we'll get votes on it, and we'll see what the voting is. And I would require probably something like a 2/3 majority rule vote, because if it's like 51% want it and 49% don't, I can't, you know, that's not enough. Like, it would have to be like around 66 to 70% of people that want it versus those that don't. A lot of the things that people suggest is why not do Henri to Glory on your main channel and stick with the traditional Road to Glory on this channel, and much for the same reason that I stopped the pack-only Road to Glory. On the pack-only Road to Glory, playing 2 weekend leagues of FUT Champs on, playing 1 weekend league of FUT Champs on 2 accounts, just got overwhelming. Just got to be too much FIFA in a short space of time. And if FUT Champ structure is the same next year as it is this year, or if it's very similar with just a few small minor tweaks, I don't want to play FUT Champs on 2 accounts, and I don't not want to play FUT Champs on an account that I play on regularly. So if I had 2 Road to Glories running, I would want to play FUT Champs on both of them, and I can't do that. So that's why I wouldn't do it on 2 separate accounts. So basically, it will come down to whether or not you guys want to see it or not. I think Nick's planning on doing something very similar with Ronaldinho, and yeah, like in one sense, you could say it gives you a massive unfair advantage because not everyone has the ability to have those players, and I get that, but also at the same time, it's one player. You know what I mean? It's one extra player that I would have in the team that others wouldn't. So yeah, I don't know, dudes. I don't know. It literally will depend on whether or not you guys want it or not. So nearer the time of FIFA 18 in the next sort of 80 to 90 days, still so long away, we'll decide. Arsenal fan says, hi Nep, if I get the Icon Edition for FIFA 18, would the 40 packs be tradable or untradeable? Would love to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, I can't speak to the future. I don't know if they'll be tradable or untradeable. Based on this year's game, they will be untradeable. And they won't stack. A lot of people are asking if I just save them all, can I save all my packs till Team of the Year? No, they don't stack. Like, you get 2 packs on the Monday, and then if you don't open those by the next Monday, you just still have 2 packs sitting there, and you miss out on the 2 that you didn't open. So it's definitely more beneficial to open the packs immediately. James Johnson says, hey Nep, you probably won't read this. I read it. I read it. But I've had quite a shit start to life. However, I've always found football as a get out. I found your videos about 3 years ago and have enjoyed since. I'm currently on the books of a professional team as a goalkeeper. However, it would mean having to move away from my mum's side of my family. What do I do? Cheers for the great content throughout the years. So great to hear that you're picking things up, man. It just goes on to prove that anyone can do anything in life that they want. What I immediately thought of when I initially read your comment to pick out to read in the video is this: you will regret it if you don't do it. If you don't give it a try, you will regret it. If you turn around in 5 years time and you're still playing football at a semi-pro level, or you're not playing football anymore and you've got a regular 9 to 5 job, or you work in Tesco's or something, and you're sitting there and you'll be thinking, man, imagine if I just tried, where would I be right now? But if you don't try, you won't have that. And yep, moving away from family can be tough, but your family will always be there for you. They will always be there in life. They will always be there for you. This opportunity will not always be there for you. So my initial reaction is you'll absolutely regret it later on in life if you do not give yourself the best opportunity to make a career for yourself. And that's the truth of the matter. So hopefully, James Johnson, we see you in FIFA 23 as our new team of the season goalkeeper that I'm going to play with. Thomas Vrommen says, why did you exchange 89 Lacazette? And also, A.O. Coco Mamba says, sorry, but you were just being stupid. It's your fault Lacazette didn't score. You didn't even see the game. I would have done anything for that Lacazette. Well, I couldn't even give it to you if I wanted to. It was untradeable, friend. It was untradeable. You have to remember this is a road to glory and you can't just use Lacazette in an SBC. I actually exactly can use Lacazette in an SBC because it's my road to glory. I could do anything with any player that I want that I've got. If I want to go and use Eden Hazard in an SBC, I can go and use Eden Hazard in an SBC. There was some discussion after that, and then somebody said if he's not going to use it, give it a better use. And then somebody replied to him saying, yeah, because getting a 60k shitty inform is a better use, and trying to be kind of sarcastic. Well, actually, that 60k shitty inform was a better use because I got 60,000 coins for that. So what I actually did was trade in that Lacazette for 60,000 coins. I made a positive interaction with that. You didn't see the chances Lacazette missed. I'm not talking like 1 or 2 chances. He was like, I say he, and yeah, it's me at times, but there are certain shot types in this game that are just goals most of the time. And on the odd occasion, you can excuse a miss because they don't have all the finishing, they don't have the composure. Maybe I rushed it, maybe I didn't put the right power input that I was supposed to, maybe I didn't have the right angle that I was supposed to, sure. There was one game where he literally missed 2 just open goals. I got in behind, I cut it across to him, tap it into an open net, and it went wide both times. There was one game where he missed 2 low drivens from incredible areas. And in general, I've spoken about this Lacazette before. I haven't enjoyed him. The 87 SBC Lacazette, for me, is far more efficient than this 89 Lacazette. I can't explain it. There's no logical reason for it, because it's an illogical action. It's an illogical kind of event. There's no logical reason as to why the 87 Lacazette outperforms the 89 Lacazette for me, but he does. So initially I was going to discard it, and then somebody on Twitter said, why not just throw him into an SBC? And then I then just started my kind of like efficiency brain started ticking in, and I thought, you know what? Out of all of the high-rated players that I don't use, why not start throwing all of them into SBCs? I can get tradable informs for a relatively cheap price, and off the back of those tradable informs, if I get unlucky, I'll get 20 to 30,000 coins. If I get like relatively lucky, I'll get 60 to 100,000 coins, and if I get super lucky, I could get 4 to 500,000 coins or more. Somebody on Reddit did a test of doing 10 SBC packs, and he made 700,000 coins profit after doing 10 of them. You know, you only have to hit that one card, and I thought Gundogan, I thought 60,000 coins is as a trade-off for the Lacazette that sits in my club and does essentially nothing, is a good trade. And you know, the whole I would have done anything for that Lacazette kind of mentality. If you will do anything for that Lacazette, go and do something for that Lacazette. It's not like he's crazy expensive. He's 250,000 coins. You can make 250,000 coins in no time in this game. Literally in a week, you can make 250,000 coins. You could have made 250,000 coins by doing nothing. Just buying bronze fitness cards, squad fitness cards, when I suggested to people that they were way undervalued and that their price will go up. You could have invested all your coins that you had in your 150 coin or 200 coin squad fitness cards, and they're now selling for 1,600 coins to 2,000 coins. If you, by your very own words, would have done anything for that Lacazette, go and do something for that Lacazette. He's on the market. He's there. You know, the one that I had wasn't the only one in the game. Don't act like what I just did was a sin to the world because I discarded a card that I earned through my gameplay, because you can't get him when you can get him. If you want him, go and put the effort in just like I've done and go get him. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Berkey Boy says, hey Nep, the other day you said that you're leaving custom tactics and player instructions the same as EA wouldn't start you off with something that puts you at a disadvantage. If this is the case, why do you not use a 4-4-2 formation? Would love to hear your opinion. Keep up the good work. I see where you're going with this. First of all, I have used a 4-4-2 formation and I quite enjoy it. But you're missing. You're kind of like taking my words out of context and pushing them on a narrative that I'm not saying. I'm not saying that the custom tactics are the best that you can have. I'm saying they're not a disadvantage. And so in that sense, the same with the 4-4-2. The 4-4-2 is not necessarily the best formation that you can have, but it's not a formation that's going to, like, you know, you're not just going to, oh, he's got 4-4-2, he's going to lose every single game. You know what I mean? Like you can refine your formation, your tactics, and in formation specifically, you know what's right and what's wrong for you. Because if you're like, hey, I'm playing 4-4-2 and I always find that I get stomped on counter-attacks, I would really love a CDM, you can change your formation. If you sit there and say, man, my players just weren't really there for me, you don't know if that's because your aggression was too high or your pressure was too low, your build-up play was too, you know, the speed was too much or it was too low. You don't know if they weren't there for you because your passing was too high or your passing was too low. With custom tactics, even though there are like very weak definitions of what they do within the game, we don't actually know what they do. We don't have a visual representation, and this is the biggest problem within this game in general. We don't have visual representations of what things mean in game. We don't have a visual representation of what 75 passing means versus 30 passing. We don't have a visual representation of what 90 aggression versus 10 aggression means. We don't have a visual representation of what 80 composure versus 95 composure means. We don't have a visual representation of what 65 shooting and 90 shooting means. We don't have these representations, so we can only change those based on feeling and logical kind of like just logical understanding of the game. And even then, sometimes it's still illogical. With a formation, you have a visual representation of what you want and what you need. If you're playing with 3 up front, 2 wingers and 1 striker, and you're constantly like, man, I've never got another striker there to help me out, you can now visualize the fact that you need a second striker, so you can change formation to adapt to that. So I do see your point, but yeah, I think the custom tactics being generic. I know a lot of dudes that finish top 100 regularly and Elite 1 regularly that have never ever changed anything custom for custom tactics or player instructions. They just play default. Everything default, and I guess it makes it a little bit more difficult because you just have to learn the ins and outs of those player instructions and those custom tactics and then adapt them to how you play. But because I don't personally know exactly what the custom tactics do, I don't know when I change something if it's hurting me or helping me, and that's a fault. That's something really bad within the game. Luke Fielding says, there isn't a live SBC right now during Team of the Season. Pathetic. And I'll come back here, Luke, and I'll say it today, and I'll say it tomorrow, and I'll say it the next day, just to give everyone a daily reminder that EA are letting us down during Team of the Season. Team of the Season has been the most underwhelming promotion we have had all year. Everything has been better than Team of the Season so far. I'm very, very disappointed that EA are seemingly more interested in promoting FIFA 18 that is still over 100 days away than they are in showing their user base, their consumers, that they're still, you know, caring about us during the biggest promotion of the year. Last but not least, Scott Burton says, Nep, do you think that icons will be affordable for the Road to Glory next year, like your main man Henri, who I hate because he handled the ball against my beloved Ireland? I think they'll be very much like Legends this year, dude. I think some of the icons will be way expensive because they'll be overpowered meta players, and some of them will be generally affordable because they don't have the stats that people would typically use, giving the demand being low and the supply being the same as it always would be. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching. For now, this is Peace.